it. But that's how it goes. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, which we often say over and over again as I repeat myself, FTG. And yeah, we got some FTGs today because it's FTG Thursday on the Morning Night Live. If you don't know what that is, ask somebody in the chat. If you're new here, hit the damn subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notifications and whatnot. Lots of you here already. You probably already got the notification if you're here. Oh, I didn't put this out on Twitter, so I'll do that while I play the intro, which I'm just going to go ahead and do right now because I got a lot of stuff to get to today. Whoo! It's a whole lot to get to. Plus, I got a couple donations even before we started, so I got to get to those too. Let me play the intro right now. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight. And stop the damn music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internets. And welcome back to the PDawgKnight Channel. It is Thursday, the 28th of January, 2021. The year we thought would be better than the last one, but hey, here comes the Joker one more time to ruin everybody's damn year. And that Joker right now seems to be should I say it out loud? Excuse me. The current president of the United States and his cohorts. No, look, as I have often said, with Joseph Rahim Biden as our president, oh no, not I will survive as long as I know how to love. I know I'll stay alive. I got all my life to live. I got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Hey, we'll all survive this shit. You'll be all right. You just have to live through some bullshit and you'll get through it, right? Everyone's going to be okay, I promise. But we just have to make adjustments every 2 years. Hopefully, of course, it's weird because this in 2 years we don't know who the president's gonna be for sure. Oh God, I just don't know what to say. All right, let me try to get these notifications out because I kind of blew it this morning because I normally send the notifications out on Twitter, Minds, Gab, and lately I've been sending them out on, what's that called? Cloud Hub. That's a new one I've been doing. Oh, well, Gab is moving a little slow today. Let's see how Minds is doing. Anyway, I hope you're having a good day. Let's do this real quick. I got a couple donations before we even got started, and I am so grateful to people who do the donations. So I got to make sure that I acknowledge you. Thank you so much, James Colley, who was here about 20 minutes ago and said, "If you're here and I'm here, get on with it, boomer." LOL. Good morning and have a great show. And greetings, programs to chat. I think that just means greetings to the chat. You know how some of you say hi to the other chatters, and I appreciate that too. So thank you so much, James Colley, for the Lincoln on YouTube Super Chat. And then also Gunfox61 with another Lincoln on Streamlabs, who says, today in history, on January 28th, 1986, Challenger launched after 7 seconds. Disaster happened on an O-ring that failed, causing the spaceship to break apart, killing all 7 aboard. Yes, that's on this day in history. In fact, I have in my tabs today, I probably won't get to the article, but there is an article that's in the tabs after the show that says, it's from space.com, the lessons learned from the fatal Challenger shuttle disaster echo at NASA 35 years on. Yes, the 5 astronauts were Krista McAuliffe, Gregory Jarvis, Judy Resnick, Dick Scobie, Ronald McNair, Michael Smith, and Elizin Onizuka, who perished in that crash. Also, in 1967, January 27th, Apollo 1-2 also had a tragic ending. Astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee were killed during a routine pre-flight rehearsal at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. The Apollo fire was the first major deadly disaster in the history of the U.S. space program. They were preparing that one for, they were going to do let's see, Apollo 1 was supposed to be the first flight that NASA would conduct to prepare for a crewed landing on the moon. Less than a month before their planned launch date, a fire erupted inside the Apollo command module, with all 3 astronauts trapped inside. Heat caused air pressure inside the spacecraft to rise, making it impossible for the astronauts to open the hatch, which was designed to open inward. NASA did learn from the tragedy, and they redesigned their spacecraft to be much safer going forward. So, just the 2 major historic space tragedies that happened. What the hell happened here? That happened, in history long ago. And, it's amazing, how, considering, if you think about how few people even qualify to be astronauts over the years. And granted, some are scientists, some are astronauts and whatnot. But that we've had tragedies like that, it's just sad. But they've, as far as the research and everything that goes into the space program and everything that it's brought to us scientifically, we have there's a lot of people to be grateful for in NASA and in the entire space program. So we honor those who end up giving their lives in that endeavor. And, it's a sad day. So anyway, thank you again, GunFox61. Thank you, James Colley. I got to get my, I've been down here in the studio for quite a while, and I still am not all set up. That's kind of weird. I usually try to have everything going here, but thank you, GunFox61 and James Colley, for the donations early in the show. If you want to participate in that, you can. You don't have to, but we do have YouTube Super Chats and Streamlabs links in the description down below, and it shows up in the chat. Venmo and Cashapp if you want to donate to the show. That's great. Also, share the show. Use the little arrows down there that says share and share it on social media, or you can do it on Twitter. Mine's Gab. Well, not Parler, because you know what's going on with Parler. And then also Cloud Hub. I'm on there. Actually, if you go to most social media sites, and if you're looking for me, just put in @PDawgKnight, because I pretty much have staked out my claim on pretty much every social media site. And, that's the easiest way to find me. If you're trying to figure out if I'm on a site, just put in @PDawgKnight, and it'll be there. So there you go. Let's see. What? Since catching the corona, did you grow a gray peen out of your chin? LOL. What the hell? Do you think that's funny, Richo? No. It's just, I don't know. I want to see how long. I want to go. Okay, here's the thing. I'm an 80s kid, right? Okay, I'm an 80s kid. Sort of. I'm not a kid anymore. But anyway, one of the big bands, during the 80s, in the mid 80s, one of the bands that just blew up for a few years, even though they'd been around for a long time, but they blew up in the 80s. Oh shit! Now I can't even think of their names. The guys with the beards. Not 38 Special, but God, now I'm blanking out. Okay, I got to think here. Who's the guy with the guys with the beards? Oh my God. Okay, you'll think of it. Not Anthrax. Although, yeah, if I shave my head, I kind of look like the guy from Anthrax. ZZ Top. Thank you, Zach Osborne. ZZ Top, right? They were huge. But in the 80s, I was still pretty young. My facial hair hardly would grow out. I thought, oh, those beards are just crazy. Well, I don't, when you're black, you can't grow beards like that. Although James Harden has one. I don't know how he does it. But I'm living vicariously, or not even living vicariously. I'm just going to see how far I can grow this out. If I can just grow this part out like that, I don't know. Who knows? Good God. She got me under pressure. Every girl's crazy about a sharp dress. But yeah, all those songs. ZZ Top. I just couldn't think of the beards. Who's the guy with the beards? Jack Dorsey. Oh God, no. Oh shit. I didn't even think of that. I don't want to be like Jack Dorsey. Thank you, Selected Boy, with the Lincoln through YouTube Super Chat, who says, today on Days of Our Capital, the White House staff is looking to be the arbiters of what questions you should ask. Yeah, old Jen Psaki and Joe himself, who doesn't really take questions. Like they kind of scoot everyone away from Grandpa when people start asking him questions because they're afraid what will come out of Grandpa's mouth. Anyway, thank you, Selected Boy. All right, let's say hi to everybody and get this shit going because I need to get the. Did I just swear? Oh, it might be too early to swear. Oh, but now that I've added that 10-minute buffer ahead of the standby, I might get away with swearing earlier in the show now. Anyway, let's say good morning to everybody before we get going, because I know what everyone wants to talk about. And in fact, I'd gotten notes and messages and mentions and all about this thing that I really didn't know what the hell I was talking about yesterday. But I've just caught myself up. I found the best article to help understand what happened yesterday, and it's still happening today. And I decided to name the stream after the topic because there's a subreddit insurrection going on regarding some certain financial dealings, as you well know, and I'm sure you've heard of it. And yesterday, late in the day, it was almost predictable, but the Empire struck back. Now, I don't know if it's going to have a big effect because the Redditor guys, they are bound and determined to screw over some hedge fund, some short selling hedge fund guys. And they seem to be winning right now, at least as far as their goal of killing off some of these guys who they think screw people over. But we'll talk about that in a minute. I've got my cup of reparations right here, and it's delicious. As much as I can taste it. As I told Richo earlier, I'm drinking hot tea with lemon and honey right now because I still can't, my sense of taste hasn't really come back, and I can kind of taste that, but I can't taste coffee. And why waste really good coffee if you can't taste it? So there's that. Anyway, I just realized I'm not even looking at the camera. Okay. Anyway, let's say good morning to everybody. First in the chat today was my friend from down under, Richo, who's been here for the longest time. I tell you, whoa, for the longest time. Anyway, good morning, Tyler F. Good morning also, James PFP, Mike Savage, Blarg. Good morning, Advocatus Diabli, James Colley, Michael Hatfield. Let's see who else here. Oh, and you know what, Gunfox, I owe you an apology because Gunfox 61.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
I have to play that for you because because of you, I remember to reset that, and I did today. And I was really proud of that. And then I didn't even give you the.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
So you get it twice. Did I give Richo the bell? Richo, here's the bell for you for being first in the chat. I don't remember if I did or not. And because my thing over here, the thing I push buttons on to make sure that those things happen, I forgot to push it, and so now I pushed it. And then also, thank you. We have another donation from Tall Person with a what's it, with a Lincoln and a Washington through Streamlabs, who says, Happy Daisy Day. Now, Happy Daisy Day? What is Daisy Day? Is that something I should know about? But anyway, tall person.
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
And thank you very much. Is it Daisy Day? Here, let's look that up. Daisy Day. What? National Daisy Day, January 28, 2021. I'll be damned. The word daisy comes from the Old English language, days eye, because its petals blossom at dawn and shut at dusk. What is considered a nuisance member of the weed family can also be used to supplement gardens and yards. Celebrate the tenaciously beautiful daisy every year on January 28th, National Daisy Day. Now, I did not know that was where the origin of daisy came from. There's a few varieties of daisy that we have in our garden, but obviously it's winter, so you're not going to be blooming right now. But yeah, I mean, I like daisies. They're a good supplement to the garden. They add a little different flavor to all the colorful flowers. You put some white daisies in there, and it's all right. Well, thank you, tall person, for letting us know it's National Daisy Day. It's weird to have National Daisy Day in the middle of winter, though. Why would you have Daisy Day in the middle of winter? I mean, like Shasta daisies are like midsummer, almost late summer blooming. Go figure. Anyway, there's a lot of cool sided daisies in there. In some places, they're weeds. So there you go. All right, let me keep going here because I'm just rambling on, and I've got like 60 articles to get to, and I'm not going to get to half of them. So, continuing, I said good morning to Mike Savage, blarg. Avocados Diabli, how you doing? The Devil's Advocates here. Michael Hatfield. Becca Fairley, thank you for tweeting out the show, by the way, like you always do. You're such a dear. Oh, I didn't even tweet it out myself. That's stupid. Also, good morning to Bim Jim. What's up? Kamala 8 Abaga Dix. Oh, I see what you did there. 8 Abaga Dix. It's, I got you. Also, good morning, Chadwick Dupree. Let's see. Attack Alpaca. Gunfox 61. I think I said hello already, but I'm going to say it twice because, I appreciate the donations. Also, good morning, too. Oh, you guys have been talking a lot. You had quite a conversation going here. Good morning. Who else is here? To scroll a long way. Selected Boys in the house.
Yeah, boy.
How you doing? Green Badger Outdoors. Jonathan Peterson, good morning. Also, Dr. Keeve, how you doing? Anna Lynn, Maddie, what's happening? Hello, Ronan, also in the background. Shaitan's Advocates here. Good morning to Nambu. I always get this wrong. There's got to be an easy way to say this. Nambu Nation. Greetings. Good morning to you too. Also, good morning to, let's see, Jim Beam. What's up? Nice to see you. Okay. I was Hypnagogic Monk. Hello. John Connor. Good morning. Be careful of those shiny metal alien-looking things that look like humans. Also, good morning to Ethan Mechi. How you? Effin Mechi. I almost said it wrong. Good morning, Anna Lynn. I said already. Aaron Meredith. What's happening? This is not easy when I wait so long to do this. Atheist Icon. Spidey Man. What's up? Cynical Lindsay, Zach Osborne. Good morning. Let's see. It's Spidey Man. Am I getting close? I don't know. It's this is a long list here. It gets tougher every day. I got to do this earlier because it'll keep me caught up. Barbara Lupus Rex, how you doing? I'm sorry, Barbados Lupus Rex. That's a new name. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Click the bell. Also, wow, there are a lot of new people here. Check your logic. What's happening? I think I'm getting close. This list is long as hell. And that's good. It means we're growing. Mr. Yes. I wonder if that's related to Mr. No. Hello. Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Good morning. Also, Jabla. Here just lurking. And I think I finally got to the bottom of the list. Also, Gamer of Lead. Good morning, my dear. Who says, breaking news in your inbox. Halts are incoming. They are determined to stop this insurrection. PayPal is down. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, you know what? You can skip PayPal on Streamlabs. You can just do the credit card thing. I know a lot of people don't like to do that because you get different. I get the same information either way, and I don't care if you know my information, so it's all good. But thank you for the super chat through YouTube. You can skip the PayPal option if you want to. Also, good morning, Sabian187. How you doing? He says, every single podcast I watch, there's always a YouTube blurb at the bottom saying Biden is president. Why are they trying to convince everybody? LOL. Because he... Is there one on mine? I don't even mention Biden in my description. I don't say anything about Biden today, so I don't know why it is today. You just use PayPal? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, so, good morning. You're a ridiculous lunatic also. And hi, Gamer Valine. I should have said hi, too. Thank you for the donation. All right. So everyone wants to talk about the subreddit insurrection. And I found a great article that gives you an overview of what happened. Because I understood it sort of yesterday. But yesterday, it was all coming at me during the show. And I was like, I haven't read any of this. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I heard about what's happening, but I didn't really know at all what's happening. So I found a great primer that'll give you that gives you the kind of the scoop on what's happening here. And it happens just to be on my favorite aggregator. It's a blog called The Ace of Spades, which is one of my favorite places to go when I want to get caught up and stuff. Plus I know a couple of the guys on the site, so it's always a bonus that just where I've gotten to know a couple of them. Anyway, oops, let me do this. Good morning, Furry Kitten, too. Well, the Empire Strikes Back equals Biden degeneracy. Yeah, that's, yes, it is. So anyway, here's what happened yesterday. Reddit Wall Street Bets' forum counter buys against a hedge fund short-selling GameStop stock, and they're doing a couple others now. It's expanding, and there's people trying to fight it. We'll get to that in a minute. They break the hedge fund, and even other Wall Street firms coming to the hedge funds. There's other Wall Street firms coming to this hedge fund's rescue. So here it is. The hedge fund was betting on GameSpot. Did I say GameStop? GameSpot stock. So the hedge fund was betting on GameSpot to lose money by selling shares it didn't have. The idea that you sell the stock at one price and later when the price falls, as you predicted, but also caused to happen, you can then buy the stock at the lower price. You're able to sell the stock you originally didn't have and pocket the profit. That's what they do when they short sell stocks. If that didn't make sense, well, you'll just have to read this twice when you open up this tab later today. So at least this is how we think it works based on Trading Places. That's the movie where it says, I don't believe you can sell shares you don't own. The way I understood it, you borrow the shares from a brokerage house or the company itself for a fee, say 5% for 30 days. Then you sell them and pocket the money with the idea that you expect the shares to drop, and you can buy them up and replace the borrowed shares at a much reduced price, pocketing the difference. Well, the Reddit forum Wall Street Bets organized a counter maneuver, buying up the stock. They raised the GameSpot's price so high that the hedge fund is losing millions and millions. Actually, billions with the B. Good morning, Sapphire Dragon. It's GameSpot, right? Is it GameSpot? I spent so much time. Oh, GameStop. GameSpot? What is it called? I don't know. I spent so much money there when my kid was little because we're always over there going over there buying games. GameStop. Okay. Anyway, a lot of people were plotting because we want someone to start hurting these whatchamacallit, these brokerage houses. So shares of GameStop and AMC Entertainment Holdings soared for a fourth day running on Wednesday, forcing hedge funds to retreat from very heavy losses and sparking calls for scrutiny of social media-driven trading frenzy. That's a little pot meets kettle, right? Gay spot. Hello, RVA. So short seller Citron, a target for some of the individual traders who have helped drive huge gains for a number of niche Wall Street stocks in the past week, said in a video post it had abandoned its bet on GameStop shares falling. With commentators and lawyers calling for scrutiny of the moves, NASDAQ chief Adena Friedman said exchanges and regulators needed to pay attention to the potential for pump and dump schemes driven by chatter on social media. Oh, really? Because the pump and dump schemes that some of these hedge funds do, look, like I said yesterday, there's going to be some people who are going to lose their ass on this. But I'm wondering, this what is it called? Wall Street Bets. There's millions of people on it, and so they don't have to make huge investments to screw over some of these people. But let me get back into this article because I'm just trying to give you the basics here. Yes, there could be some of that going on. Get people stoked to teach Wall Street a lesson by buying up stock, pumping the stock's value, then dump it once the value is near its high, leaving most of the marks holding stock, which is rapidly declining in value. But, Wall Street does this kind of shit every day. The Securities and Exchange Commission declined to comment. GameStop stock had surged nearly 700% in the last 2 weeks, upping the struggling video retailer market value from $1.24 billion to more than $10 billion. BlackBerry Limited is up 185% and on course for its best month ever. Now, let me ask you something. When's the last time you saw somebody carrying a BlackBerry? At least GameStop still has people going into their stores buying games, and because they dumped a bunch of locations, they are back to being profitable, but not that damn profitable. Someone said in the chat it's up to $487 a share right now. Holy shit! I think they're trying to pump it up to like $1,000 a share. Anyway, now. All of that value is illusory bubble value, but at least they made the hedge fund bleed. That's kind of the joke there. Just in, NASDAQ threatens to halt stocks over social media chatter. Translation, how dare you peasants find a way to game the stock market to your own benefit? Only billionaires who run hedge funds and large banks can do that. Motherfucker. Pump and dump, pump and dump. Speaking of pump and dump, I know people still use GameStop. Yeah, some do. It's funny. It's a dying business. They're the Blockbuster Video of games sources. I mean, really, because Amazon, Walmart, and just online, direct downloads are the thing right now. But there's a lot of people who still use GameStop. It's amazing. Now, also. And speaking of which, pump and dump. There's okay. I should take a picture of this gas station here in the Twin Cities. I think it's in Richfield, Minnesota. I think the gas station is called Pump and Run. Which kind of reminds me of what happens when Daddy walks in with a shotgun. But also, there's a gas station chain in Iowa also called. Why I went off to gas station chains? Maybe because of the pump and dump. There's a gas station chain in Iowa called Come and Go, K-U-M and Go, which again kind of sounds like what happens when Daddy walks in with a shotgun. But I digress. So now. This should be memorialized forever. This is someone who's taking part in this thingy, this craziness, and they have a tweet here that says, "We can we can remain retarded for longer than they can stay solvent. These people aren't really playing around too much. And then let's see. They're also, then it says, we coming for the, excuse me, we coming for the tendies. They actually come up with a great and logical plan. What they don't understand and why it will fail is because individuals here, sorry, I mean degenerates, are not thinking logically. We see GME, we buy and hold. We do not care about the small chicky nuggies they are throwing at us. What we want is tendies. And we might be a bunch of retards and autists, but we are a bunch of patient ones. These guys are just out to screw those MFers. Anyway, moving on. Now, a couple notes, a couple of commenters in this story, at least on the Ace of Spades, who says, here's one of them named Dr. DJ Three-Way. Here's the real story. The online community they had was able to vet the people giving advice, i.e. no grifters or fraudsters, cough, cough, conservative Inc., cough, cough. They were able to hold up the morale of the people involved, cough, cough, conservative Inc., cough, cough, were able to formulate effective counter-arguments to the mainstream consensus, cough, cough, conservative Inc., cough, cough. And because of that, they now have a scalp, also known as a hedge fund firm losing billions of dollars. The one that closed down and already gone bankrupt, listen, this is the number, has lost $14 billion with a B dollars. Now, I'm just saying. So this video, there's a video in this, this link will be in the tabs. There's a video here that explains it, but here's the gist of the video. One, hedge fund guy goes, oh, blow real quick. Thank you, Gunfox61, with another link it in the tip jar, and Gunfox61, guess what?
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
Gunfox61 says, Pump and Run is all the guys who pay to play Kami Harris. Pay to play. Kami Harris opens up to them. They pump and run before anyone can know it. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, all right. So here's how. Thank you, Gunfox61. Of course, I appreciate you. The way explained in this video that you can watch yourself. One, a hedge fund guy borrows GameStop stocks for a set price with an agreement to sell back for the same entity in 3 weeks or whatever time frame. So say $60 a share. Hedge fund guy then sells them on the assumption that he will buy them back in a few weeks at a lower price because GameStop is tanking. So he sells them at 60, but he buys them back at 30. Makes $30. At an agreed upon time, hedge fund guy then sells his shares, which he reacquired at $30 a share, back to the original owner for $60 a share. That's two transactions where he's made money off the tanking stock price. What the Redditors did was interrupt the transaction during step 2. Hedge fund guy sold his shares, but then Redditors drove up the price, so he's forced to buy back per the agreement made in step 1, but not at a better price, but a much higher price, worse per the agreement in step 1. The sale in step 3 is a set price, and he cannot make up the loss. So that's how it worked out. Did I say hi to Michael Hatfield? If I didn't, hello, sir. Nice to see you. And then someone else in the thread here says, I was telling you guys about this yesterday. I'm a WSB lurker. I don't follow their stock advice since they're giving wrong, like they're wrong 99% of the time. However, one dude was big on GameStop over a year ago, said Wall Street hated them for no reason. They had strong fundamentals, put in $50,000 worth of calls, hit on most of them, kept reinvesting the money in calls. Some hit, some didn't, kept reinvesting. All throughout COVID, everything. Anyways, he noticed that the number of shorts were higher than the float, more shorts than stocks available, and was like, guys, am I retarded? Look at this. The next thing you know, here we are, guys about 40 million up right now. Basically, every one of those shorts he had has to be covered. So the hedge fund have to pay the shares from you at some point. If you're determined to hold on to them until you hit $1,000, and now they've moved the goal to $2,000, the hedge funds have to buy them at that price to cover the margin. Unless they go bankrupt, then the brokerage have to, or someone has to get the SEC involved, or get GameStop to issue more shares or something. Either way, something has to give. So it's not a good situation for some people. Some people are just screwed. And there's a couple more comments on here, but that explains it. But that's the basics of what's going on yesterday. However, there are some new developments. One, the price is still going up. And then two, should I leave that there? I'll leave that one there. And thank you, Gunfox, for putting this on the Discord, which happens to be about Discord and what's happening late yesterday and today. The Empire is beginning to strike back in certain unusual ways, and one of them is the same way that they're trying to get some of you and I off the internet. WSB now owns GameStop. I demand 10 days in store, right? Yeah, they need to change their business model anyway, or at least adjust it. They're the biggest name in games still, even though there's, you have all these online entities. I think they should leverage their name into online stuff, and maybe, like someone suggested that yesterday, that maybe using that Discord was not me. This wasn't. I could have sworn you gave me this. Anyway, here's how the Empire's striking back. Let me fix the thing here real quick. Let's see. So Discord has here's one way. Discord has banned the subreddit Wall Street Bets server for hateful and discriminatory content. These fuckers are so terrible. They're so bad. Discord is not going long on Wall Street Bets. The group chat service banned the server associated with the wildly popular Wall Street Bets subreddit Wednesday, saying the move had right. This was amazing timing, right? This was just amazing timing. The group chat service banned the server associated with the wildly popular Wall Street Bets subreddit Wednesday, saying that the move had nothing to do with the ongoing GameStop stock drama. Oh, it was Zach? Okay, well, thank you, Zach. I pulled some more stories off the Discord today. Thank you, Gunfox, for being my administrator. And anyway, that was Zach who did this one. Okay. Nothing to do with the ongoing GameStop stock drama. Rather, according to a company spokesperson, the server was banned for, quote, continuing to allow hateful and discriminatory content after repeated warnings. These pricks are terrible. They'll use that. That's the excuse for everything over the next few years. It's always going to be about hateful and discriminatory content. Someone called somebody a retard. Let's put it that way, okay? The Wall Street Bets server has been on our trust and safety team's radar for some time. Oh, I'm sorry. I should read this more like Soy Dawg Light. The Wall Street Bets server has been on our trust and safety team's radar for some time due to occasional content that violates our community guidelines, including hate speech, glorifying violence, and spreading disinformation, wrote the spokesperson. To be clear, we did not ban this server due to financial fraud related to GameStop or other stocks. Yeah, somebody at Discord lost some money. I'm just telling you. This is not the first popular server associated with Reddit a Reddit subreddit banned by Discord in recent weeks. Earlier this month, Discord banned a pro-Trump server that had at one time been associated with the previously banned subreddit, The Donald. Over the past few months, continued the company spokesperson, we have issued multiple warnings to the Discord server administrator. Meanwhile, on our Wall Street Bets, the subreddit, at least one of the subreddit's leading moderators, opinion is popular, speculated that the Discord server had been hijacked. At this time, we believe someone on Discord has hijacked our server and pointed it to another server not related to us, reads the post. The situation is still evolving. We apologize for the outage. That opinion, if Discord is to be believed, happens to simply be wrong. Now, there's an update from 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock last night, depending where you live. Yeah, exactly. X'd out. Anyway, the update is a seemingly Wall Street Bets affiliated Discord dubbed the OG Wall Street Bets had over 64,000 members as of late Wednesday. When reached for a comment, Discord spokesperson said that Wall Street Bets was not, in fact, unbanned. I believe you're seeing one of the news servers that was created after the ban, the spokesperson explained. So they quickly tried to regroup. Let's put it this way. Wall Street Bets has like 4 million followers. So obviously they're going to, if they regroup, people are going to figure it out. Now, so I had a couple others, just some Twitter threads that I bookmarked related to this. First, Glenn Greenwald, he's a journalist. He found this guy who said, just in, Discord has shut down the Wall Street Bets server for hate speech, glorifying violence, and spreading disinformation.
How dare you?
Discord provided the following statement. I think is that the same? Yeah, that's the same statement we just did. Second Discord server has been made with a new owner, currently at 20,000 users and climbing. It was at 60,000 when the other article was written. And they said that a Discord spokesman tells me they are monitoring this new server for potential TOS violations. Good morning, Noble Valor. Yes, you've got a lot of stuff out putting a lot of news out on the server too. Nobody as prolific as Gunfox though. Gunfox got a lot of stuff on there, and it's good stuff. Also, if you're not on the Discord, join the Discord and check out all the news and stuff going on in there. So anyway, so Glenn Greenwald says those who have spent years begging and pleading with Silicon Valley to aggressively police speech and content have single-handedly gutted one of the key initial values of the internet, empowering people to compete with corporate and political power centers. This is what you built. See, so yeah, they're and using it. I'm sorry, using that bullshit excuse. Hate speech, glorifying violence, and spreading misinformation. Hello. You're full of shit. And again, what an absolutely extraordinary coincidence of timing that Discord happened to decide that Wall Street Bets subreddit had too much hate speech to tolerate on the same day hedge fund billionaires declared them a huge threat for the crime of winning at their expense. How is it possible not to realize that when you empower huge corporations and the state to regulate speech and censor the internet, they're going to use this power to advance their interest and not yours? Even if your interest sometimes coincides with theirs, who would want this? And now someone down here. See, there's now it's interesting. There's an interesting, there's interesting factions that some are really think this is great. Some think it's terrible. But it's interesting because they're from the political spectrum, both sides have elements of each. Now, someone here said they were doxing hedge fund managers. I'm not sure this is the horse you want to pick here. And Glenn Greenwald says, ooh, the hedge fund managers? I just read Discord's statements explaining their decision, and they mentioned nothing about the doxing. So if this is something more than your imagination, that's not even their claim why they pulled the plug. Huge timing coincidence, though? Huh? Sorry, didn't mean to go pee-wee on you. That sounded weird. Anyway, yeah, the timing is just amazing, isn't it? Is it amazing timing that this happened now? Just all of a sudden. Now, wait, is this the thing? Oh, I'm going to skip this. Let me move this over here because I'm not ready for that one. Now, this I just thought funny. I don't know if you know Nick Nolte. He writes for Breitbart, but he's just like, oh, that's a damn shame. Short sellers lost $14.3 billion today alone on GameStop stock, according to S3 Partners. Oh, my God. That's a lot of money that these, which tells me, is it just me? If they've lost $14.3 billion today, how much damn money is going through these hedge funds? It's crazy. Let's see, what else do I got here? Oh, and then this is another one. Former SEC chair calls for an agency investigation into online stock trading platforms and likens them to the way social media takes advantage of users' behavioral psychology. You know, I'm so torn on this because, look, the stock market has a function in capitalism, and it's not all bad. Okay, in fact, it's mostly good. It's how we are able to build companies and make them grow and make them useful to people. But there's some people who understand how to manipulate the stock market, and they just make a lot of money because they know the game. And so it's interesting that there's a giant group of plebes, so to speak, that are beating them at their own game. Now all of a sudden, oh, no, we got to figure out, what's going on because we can't have some of these hedge funds losing the game, right? Anyway, this is from Bloomberg Opinion. They were talking about, what was the question here? So they call for an agency investigation into online stock trading platforms and like them the way social media takes advantage of users' behavioral psychology. Meaning, I think that's a short. How am I going to translate that into English? How they grew the alt-right? Is that what they're trying to say here? Anyway. The second point here was evaluate the science behind today's day trading platforms. Rules of behavioral psychology undergird all social media and successful internet platforms. Whether it's through a nudge or some kind of gamification, the platforms are designed to take advantage of human impulses and needs. This is dangerous territory. SEC has a right to call on stock market trading platforms to explain their features and how they work. We have seen how social media can be manipulated to expose fault lines in our democracy. And we are certain the same isn't happening in our financial markets. It's time to find out. Anyway, I see a lot of laughing and fuckums and all kinds of things. So I'm, I guess in my good morning, Rodline, by the way. In my world, a lot of you seem to be saying FTG. Oh, can we get an FTG for the hedge funds? I wonder how Mitt Romney's handling all this, because isn't that his thing? I'm not sure. And FTG to Mitt Romney too. Anyway, let's see. What was my other one here? Oh, this is from Oh, this is an old story, but it just I can't remember why I pulled this up, but this is from March 27th. Now, and this, I think this guy's a hedge fund manager, and he's kind of explaining why it doesn't work out for people to drive down markets. And I can't remember why I pulled this out. It's interesting. I'm gonna skip it though. Good morning, Scotty Dubs. How you doing, my man? Okay, let's see. What was this? Oh, this is interesting though. While we're talking about financials, I think this one was yours, Gunfox. So Goldman Sachs CEO Solomon pays a price for the 1MDB scandal. Goldman Sachs chief executive officer David Solomon annual pay. They dropped his pay by $10 million or 36% in 2020, according to the regulatory disclosures filed Tuesday, reflecting the bank's role in Malaysia's 1MDB scandal. Solomon will receive $17.5 million for his work during the year. Oh, gosh, he's only going to get $17.5 million this year. Well, I don't know how he's just going to get by. Hello, Kitty Stalker. I don't know how he's going to get by on just $17.5 million, except compared to the $27.5 million from the year before. I think he'll just have to start eating ramen. Anyway, Goldman previously announced it would reduce Solomon's pay, along with that of Chief Financial Officer Stephen Shear and Chief Operating Officer John Waldron, in light of the findings of the investigation into the bank's role in the affair. The scandal dates to the government of former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, which set up 1MDB fund in 2009. Between 2009 and 2014, Goldman bankers paid more than $1.6 billion in bribes to foreign officials in Malaysia and Abu Dhabi to win 1MDB business, including underwriting $6.5 billion in bond sales, for which it earned $600 million in fees, the bank has said. Waldron received $18.5 million for his work last year, down 24%, or $6 million from 2019. Shear will be paid $15.5 million, down 31%, or $7 million from the previous year. Were it not for the 1MDB scandal, Solomon and Shear's pay would have been unchanged from the previous year, the bank said, and Waldron's pay would have risen by $1 million. Well, you know what? FTG, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. Your salary's going to be down $1 million. Now, this is interesting. I know this one was from Gunfox. Let me make sure I'm keeping up here. Just want to say, just want them to play by the same rules. This is BS. Well, I agree. Okay, this is from the Wall Street Journal. The Department of Homeland Security. I'm sorry. I'm done with the GameStop thing. Although, someone said that they, I gotta scroll back. I can't remember. Someone said something about that, did they stop trading on those stocks or something? I don't know. I just know that GameStop's up over 400 now. When we talked about this yesterday morning. Let's put it this way. GameStop, not that long ago, was at $6 a share. And then it was, and then I know when it hit 60. During the show yesterday, it was, I think, 147. And now it's up almost near 500 a share. These guys aren't fucking around. But the only part that makes me, that I have trepidation, okay? Trepidation. Why did I have this on the screen? Trepidation. The only reason I have trepidation is because there's going to be some people who lose their ass on this. And the Wall Street bets has got everyone holding and driving that price up. Somebody at some point is going to lose their ass. Okay, here it is. San, welcome to the show, by the way. Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, and others halted buying of GameStop, AMC, Nokia, and BlackBerry. Can still sell what you have, but can't buy anymore through them. Interesting. And I mean, listen to these companies too, or Nokia, however you say it. GameStop, dying model. AMC, movie theaters, dying model. Nokia? Who has any? Do you know anyone who has a Nokia phone? Although I used to have a Nokia phone, but I don't anymore. And freaking, what's the last one? BlackBerry. Although I think BlackBerry, I think they have they've moved into some. I think they have certain type of secure phones that are used commercially still. They still kind of have a strong market on that, but you just don't see them. But they still have something. But those are all 4 companies. Oh, GameStop's it's 270. Oh, down to 277 because nobody can buy it. Okay. So that's where they're doing. Nokia's still making new phones. I know they're still making phones, but I rarely see a Nokia phone. I see Samsung and Apple dominate that market. And some of the shit that Samsung's coming out with is going to blow your mind. But anyway, I bought a 25, sold last night, going to pay off my car. Well, good for you, John Legato. Go ahead, or Jay Legato. Go ahead, man. Awesome. You do that thing. I was going to take a chance on that shit. Anyway, let's get back. Okay, now we have news besides that, though. Oh, OST San, Webull still trading those stocks. I think they'll make money doing that. On fees, it'll be interesting. I think Nokia also has some bits in the medical industry. Oh, okay. They do. Yeah, they do other shit besides phones. But okay. Well, we'll see. But there was a whole list of things that they were trying to. Let me see here. There was a whole. I had an article. I can't find it. I'll probably pop into it later. They had a whole list of stocks that they were targeting on that Wall Street Bets, and they're look. Here's the thing. You're messing with people's money, and with people who deal in billions every day. Just remember that you're on this little subreddit, and there's lots of you, and you're kicking their ass right now. But you're dealing with people who regularly handle billions of dollars. So you might, one, they have lobbying strength. They can go in and they can buy politicians. Although, some of y'all, there's some people going to make billions out of this, and they might be able to buy politicians later. But just think about that. You're fucking with people who deal in billions, not hundreds or thousands. Just hope that nobody gets sad. Like, it's got, when you deal with people in billions, it's kind of like dealing with the Clintons. I'm just saying. The guy, the dude, the GIF, the guy doing this. Just think about that. There's somebody leading that gang who's going to make a lot of money, but probably needs to watch their back. All right, let's go into some different types of news today. From the Wall Street Journal, the Department of Homeland Security issues its first national terrorism bulletin for domestic extremists. Advisory warns that January 6th riot at Capitol could motivate extremists to attack in coming weeks. Oh, they are just playing up the fear porn. Oh, these fuckers. I hate them. Hello, Howard Welsh. How you doing? They already blew through $3 billion that they saved up for 2 decades. Holy shit. I do not have sad feelings or intentions. I do not in any way want to commit sad panda. I hear you. I'm just saying these people they know some people. They know some people. So you may want to, if you are someone who makes a killing in this, because not everyone's gonna make a killing in this, but some of y'all are. If you're someone who makes a killing in this, I strongly suggest that you might want to just keep your mouth shut and enjoy your killing in quiet, and don't make a lot of noise, and don't get some flashy shit. Don't start buying some Lamborghinis and stuff and then bling bling and stuff and flash that all over town, because someone's going to find out how you got it. And I'm sure somebody who's used to dealing in millions has some connections, probably with the Clintons or somebody. You need to just lay low and enjoy your life and shut the fuck up. Anyway, thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite with the dude spot on Streamlabs, who says,
that's right.
How dare you try to game the system? Who do you think you are? We are experts with loads of experience gaming the markets to enrich the political class, as to not be called bribes.
That's right.
They need to crack down on these trading, not C as in NOT-C, not C's.
That's right.
There you go. All right, let's move on. I'm trying to get to this article. The Department of Homeland Security issued its first ever national terrorism bulletin about violent domestic extremists, warning they could attack in coming weeks, emboldened by the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. Department of Homeland Security, in an advisory Wednesday, said violent extremists opposed to the government and the presidential transition. Oh, Lord. You see where this is going. Quote, could continue to mobilize to incite or commit violence, though the department said it doesn't have evidence of a specific plot. You see what they're doing here? Oh my gosh, I've read this book. They are, oh my God, I hate these people. The bulletin has said that violent extremists have been motivated by a range of issues, including anger over COVID-19 restrictions, the 2020 election results, and police use of force, as well as longstanding racial and ethnic tension, including opposition to immigration.
Sounds crazy!
DHS has commonly issued terrorism bulletins, though those warnings usually focus on foreign-inspired threats. While this advisory mentions terrorists inspired by foreign ideologies, it is notable for its focus on domestic violent extremists. The first such bulletin ever published, according to a DHS spokesman. You see what's happening here. See, now, and I got an article about this. We're going to get into this. This is the difference between resistance and sedition. See, for 4 years, resistance and talking truth to power resistance and talking truth to power was highly patriotic, right? Dissent is patriotic. Oh, no. Not that now that creepy Uncle Joe, yes, Uncle Bad Touch is in office, we must obey. And if you do not obey, and if you even hint at hashtag resist, hashtag not my president, well, now you are a seditionist, insurrectionist piece of shit who must be put down and put in the gulag and have all your social credit score go to hell, and you no longer can live a good life as an American because you are a seditionist, insurrectionist prick. Did I paraphrase that right? Good morning, Sean. How you doing? Did I paraphrase that right? I think I did. In fact, let me see if I can find the article I was just about to, that related to this. Okay, hang on. Give me a moment. Where is it? Let's see. Well, that's one of them. That's not the one I wanted. Biden's energy nominee, no. POTUS law firm, no. Democrat, no. This and that, no. Gosh, I've got so many of these up here today. Maybe I'll just go backwards. Hang on. What the hell? There's one about Fauci, Wuhan. Okay, well, we'll find it later because it's just, it's okay. Never mind. All right. Sorry. We'll just move on. I know that this one you sent me, Gunfox, because let's just go through these because I got so many that I just want you to get to the top to get through them. But yeah, this is bullshit. Remember the line? Who's the line who said it? I remember. Rahm Emanuel. Never let a good crisis go to waste. You know who this is targeted towards. It's certainly not targeted towards the Antifa assholes. It's not targeted toward the people who've been burning down shit all summer long. It's not targeted towards riots that originate as protests by anyone who's been doing it up until January 6th. It's literally the powers that be who want to call Donald Trump an inciting insurrection. It's all geared towards that. It's all geared toward anyone who may have even had an inkling of supporting 45, right? Or had an inkling of not supporting Joe Biden. This is a conform move. I predict, so they say that this, how long is this going for? Let's see, National Terror Bulletin. And it's not even specific. Again, warning they could attack in the coming weeks. Emboldened by the January 6th riot in the Capitol. Okay, let me ask you something. Let's say, for instance, you've been paying attention and you say, oh, the January 6th riot at the Capitol. How exactly would that embolden you? First of all, what did they do after that? They put all kinds of barriers around the Capitol. They still got 5,000 National Guard troops around there and all that stuff. How would you be emboldened by that? And also, it was a shit show. It wasn't an insurrection. It was a riot, yes, in some sense. But I'm sorry, they're still calling that an insurrection? That's the worst insurrection ever. And again, the idea that the president making a speech where he said, go and protest peacefully and whatever, showing your support for your Congress people, how that could be interpreted as incitement when the people who did the bullshit were already over there before the president even finished speaking. But somebody called him the mango what? Mango something. Anyway, Orange Man bad. Right? This is it's just so fucking transparent what they meant by this. It's embarrassing. All right, let's move on because I got a lot to go. In Philadelphia, apparently the city of Philadelphia allowed college kids to distribute the vaccine in the city of Philadelphia. And the results was a disaster, according to volunteers. Philadelphia is the home of some of the most venerated medical institutions in the country, yet when it came to set up the city's first and largest coronavirus mass vaccination site, officials turned to the startup Philly Fighting COVID, a self-described group of college kids with minimal healthcare experience. God. Seniors were left in tears after finding that appointments they made through a bungled sign-up form wouldn't be honored. The group switched to a for-profit model without publicizing the change and added a privacy policy that would allow it to sell users' personal data. One volunteer alleged that the 22-year-old CEO had pocketed vaccine doses. Another described a free-for-all where unsupervised 18 and 19-year-olds vaccinated one another and posed for photos. Oh, so they took some selfies? Good for them. Now the city has cut ties with Philly fighting COVID, and prosecutors are looking into the concerning allegations. Who the fuck? Mango Mussolini, that's right. Who the hell thought this was a good idea? I'm sorry. Non-medical professionals taking care of this? Holy shit. And if you, on that tab, you might want to throw it into an archive link just to get it to work better. But anyway, unbelievable. All right, what's the next one? I think that's just Ace, or is that? Yeah, that's my aggregator there. Moving on, Chuck Schumer is. Oh, by the way, FTG to both the city of Philadelphia and what's that company called? Whatever they called. Let's see here. Where? Oh no, that's the wrong article. What were they called? Philly fighting COVID. FTG to Philly fighting COVID. And the city of Philadelphia, of course. Anyway, Chuck Schumer has decided that he's going to move forward with the impeachment trial, despite the fact that 45 Republicans don't think the whole exercise is constitutional. And yesterday, of course, we watched the video by Tammy Duckworth, who seems to have already decided the case, and she's already seen all the evidence. I'm curious how that fits in with the oath she took yesterday to be an impartial judge, but whatever. FTG to Chuck Schumer, of course, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and that's every day. And I say, they say Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York. I have a different description. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, smarmy prick from New York, vowed to hold an impeachment trial. God, can I get in trouble for that? I don't know. Vowed to hold an impeachment trial Wednesday, signaling he wasn't on board with a plan in the works that to hold a censure vote on the former president if it was used as a trial replacement. Make no mistake, there will be a full and fair trial on convicting Donald Trump. Listen to this sentence. Listen to this sentence. Make no mistake, there will be a full and fair trial on convicting Donald Trump for high crimes and misdemeanors. Is it just me, or is there something wrong with that sentence? What's wrong with that sentence? The words on convicting, not there will be a full and fair trial for Donald Trump for high crimes and misdemeanors. No, there will be a full and fair trial on convicting Donald Trump for high crimes and misdemeanors. He's he's such an asshat. Anyway, he is charged with inciting an insurrection. Oh, but remember, he accidentally said he's charged with inciting an insurrection. Tweeted Schumer on Wednesday afternoon, the evidence against him will be presented in living color for the nation and every one of us to see. Yeah, this is a freaking show trial, okay? It's a show trial. Schumer's statement comes a day after Axios reported that Senator Susan Collins and Tim Kaine were looking at crafting a resolution to censure Trump and bar him from holding office. Yeah, they can't do that. According to ABC News, Collins said Wednesday that the resolution could be voted on in lieu of a trial, but Kaine has not been clear on whether he still wants to see a trial. So, yeah, they're on very shaky constitutional grounds here, and also the fact that the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court is supposed to oversee this trial, and instead they have Senator Patrick Leahy doing it. There's all kinds of problems with this. They're not going to convict him of incitement. Incitement, like I said, it's a legal term. And if anyone out there in La La Land, aka the Senate of the United States of America, who's not a lawyer, doesn't. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, and I understand the issues with using the term incitement. How they don't, I don't know. But it's very shaky ground. And then also the idea that they could censure him and ban him from office. Good luck with that. I don't think that's constitutional either. Anyway, you can read the rest of that article later. Moving on. Related, though, is this you doing? Here's the thing. Trump can turn the impeachment on the insiders and put Congress on trial. Interesting. Former President Trump faces a second sham impeachment effort. This is an editorial, by the way. Effort of Nancy Pelosi in just over a year. Opportunity arises both for him and the America First movement. Within this shameful political charade, the overreaching Democrats, including accusations that allow for Team Trump to make a robust case before the nation about the material problems that mar the November 3rd presidential vote in a forum of unparalleled prominence and reach. If Trump dives headlong into this challenge with courage, imagination, and the charisma that only he can command, then he will transcend the absurdity of this tribunal, crystallize his own political viability, and propel the populist nationalist cause forward into 2022 and beyond. Repelling the illogical and unfounded incitement charge will prove relatively easy, given that the then president's own clear exhortation that his supporters, quote, peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard before Congress, end quote. But Pelosi's snap impeachment also includes some scurrilous accusations that President Trump repeatedly used false statements asserting that the presidential election's results were a product of widespread fraud and should not be accepted by the American people or certified by state or federal officials. Clearly, this allegation by the impeachment resolution opens up trial proceedings to a full adjudication of whether Trump's post-election assertions were in fact false statements. So even if they just came in with data on how many dead people voted, I'm sorry, do I even need to finish that sentence? Anyway, at last, our deeply divided nation is afforded a trial setting to fully weigh the countervailing arguments about the validity of the 2020 presidential vote in the highly contested states. After all, recent polling reveals severe skepticism about the official results among tens of millions of voters. So anyway, they're saying that they could turn this trial on its ear by saying, okay, let's bring in some of this evidence and some of these witnesses. I just think they slap this down on the incitement charge, and anyone who votes because incitement, because there's only one article of impeachment: incitement of an insurrection. Well, there was no insurrection, and it was a riot, yes, and it wasn't. It has to be specifically. Incitement is a very specific term. We talk about that every day. Let's move on. FBI is investigating a church explosion. But this time it's a church on the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate map. Incitement? In the wee hours of Saturday morning, an unknown assailant planted a bomb at First Works Baptist Church in El Monte, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. The explosion shattered the church's windows and led the pastor to hold services elsewhere. The explosion followed weeks of protest against the church over the pastor's extreme anti-LGBT rhetoric. The Southern Poverty Law Center has accused the church of being a hate group, placing it on a hate map with the Ku Klux Klan. What's that, Marty? The left is still butthurt over their queen losing. Oh, God, that's what everything is about, Hillary losing. Anyway, police responded to the attack about 4:30 a.m. Saturday morning, originally approaching the situation as an act of vandals merely breaking a church window. Then we realized that the windows were not smashed, that they had actually blown out from some type of explosion. Lieutenant Christopher Cano of the El Monte Police Department told the Associated Press. FBI spokesman Lauren I. Miller confirmed that the FBI is investigating the explosion. She argued that it was premature to call the incident a hate crime. Oh, of course, because it's against a hate church. But added that's always going to be considered a theory when a house of worship is attacked. The church did not report any injuries related to the explosion. Now, interesting. So let's see. Oh, and this again, the grievance grifters extraordinaire, the SPLC, has long faced criticism for weaponizing its, quote, hate group, end quote, accusation against ideological opponents. The SPLC gained notoriety for bankrupting true hate groups like the Ku Klux Klan, but in recent decades, it expanded the Klan Watch program to brand mainstream conservative and Christian groups as hate groups. And then they talk about when the Family Research Council was bombed, yada, yada, yada. But this church, First Works Baptist Church, is not a hate group along the same level as the KKK. But its pastor has called for the U.S. government. I didn't know that. That's not cool. He's called for the U.S. government to kill homosexuals for their sexual orientation, a stance mainstream Christians loudly condemn, and they should. But according to the SPLC, First Works Baptist Church is part of the new independent foundational Baptist movement, a network of 22 U.S. churches and 8 churches overseas that looks to Pastor Stephen Anderson for its leadership. Anderson, the pastor of Faithful Word Baptist Church in Tempe, Arizona, has reportedly called for the execution of LGBT people. Now, look, yeah, that's not good, but so maybe I can see why they might be on the SPLC's radar. However, let's see, the church, this reminds me of, what's that one, the knuckleheads who go out picketing soldiers they're out of Wichita, Kansas, those dickheads. The church's website declares homosexuality is a sin and abomination. Okay. As I read this, I go, I get, look, they have an extreme, let's put it this way. They have an extreme stance that they're allowed to have. Are they going out and doing things to people? If they're not, Westboro, thank you. I couldn't think of Westboro Baptist Church. So they have some crazy ass ideas, but still, could it be a hate? It'll be interesting. Here's what'll be interesting. Because the FBI has this hate crime designation, are they going to be consistent? Okay? Are they going to be consistent? This is church, First Amendment is king in the United States, and these people are being bombed for their thoughts. Is the FBI going to be consistent on this? Anyway, there's been a petition. 15,000 people have signed a petition to expel First Works Baptist Church from El Monte. I don't know how you do that. In a sermon on Sunday, Meja denounced the terrorists and sodomites who set off the explosion at his church and cited the Bible verse about persecution. The Los Angeles Times reported congregants laughed and shouted amen when the pastor described the attacks on his church as exciting. I don't know about that, but anyway, interesting. That's a doozy. We'll have to follow developments on that. Moving on. Rob Reiner, meathead, says the Senate must convict Trump, the new leader of the Confederacy, to win our continuing civil war. Oh, fucking meathead. Actor and director Rob Reiner took to Twitter Wednesday demanding that the Senate convict former President Donald Trump, who referred to as the new leader of the Confederacy during our continuing civil war. Our original sin is at the root of our continuing civil war. Donald Trump, the new leader of the Confederacy, heads the sedition, Reiner wrote. You know what? I'm just going to stop right there. FTG, Rob Reiner, a.k.a. Meathead. I don't give two shits about Rob Reiner thinks. He doesn't know the legal definition of whatever. Apparently, a man in the Whitmer case, what's her face at the governor of Michigan, A man pleads guilty in the Whitmer kidnapping plot and agrees to fully cooperate. I wonder what that means. A 25-year-old Michigan man accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan back in October has pled guilty to one count of kidnapping conspiracy and has agreed to fully cooperate with investigators in the case. In a plea agreement, the man, Ty Garbin, said that he and others conducted a field training session at his property where they discussed a plan to kidnap Whitmer. What's her name? FTG to Gretchen Whitler anyway. But also FTG to this dickhead who came up with a plot to kidnap her, which is just as stupid as her stupid ass. Anyway, he said he and others conducted a field training session on his property where they discussed a plan to kidnap Whitmer. Garvin also said he and others traveled to the governor's vacation home on that night for a surveillance trip. Furthermore, during a private conversation with a government informant, Garvin allegedly suggested blowing up a bridge to hinder a police response to the plot, and around the same time offered to paint his boat black to conduct a nighttime surveillance trip. Let's just put it this way. Ty Garbin, you are an idiot. FTG, Ty Garbin. You can read the rest of the article in the tabs if you want to check it out later. Hello, Jaeger Pony. What's happening, my friend? Nice to see you. Moving on, DC Mayor Bowser. No. I always think of Shana Na when I hear the name Bowser. You know, the dude from Shana Na. Anyway, Mayor Bowser is demanding. She is demanding that businesses pull down boards erected Sorry, I just thought I'd hang on the word erected for a minute. To defend against BLM rioters. Now, I thought people started boarding up their businesses in D.C. Preparing for the January 6th issues. Anyway, but I know they put them up to protect themselves against BLM protests because, you know, they tend to deteriorate into whatever. In a brazen display of how the left encouraged violent riots, cost businesses billions, and supported murders across the country, Bowser is now demanding businesses expose their shop fronts. Those who don't, she says, need to be reminded by the public. She ended her tweet this afternoon with the hashtag DC is open, but D.C. wasn't open during the last year of Trump's administration when Democrats incited violence across the nation, leading to deaths of police officers, members of the public, and even children. Bowser's political ploy paid off, and Democrats in Congress are now attempting to make her the governor of a new State of the Union. Washington, D.C., we'll get to that. So anyway, FTG Bowser, you know what? If they want to protect their businesses, whatever. FTG Bowser. And in fact, I thought those boards went back up in anticipation of the inauguration. I don't know. To hell with her. I gotta close this thing here. All right, where are we at? That's Bowser. Okay. This in the tabs today. There's an article here from the Federalist just saying that the right-wing witch hunt makes it a good time to keep your well-stocked pantry a secret. More and more people taking common sense steps to incorporate resiliency into their lives are being labeled insurrectionist and incriminated in the latest right-wing witch hunt. So this is about preppers. Most preppers don't dress in camouflage and live in underground bunkers waiting for zombies, nor do they sit in front of a conspiracy board plotting a government overthrow. Today's preppers come in all flavors. They are Prius driving data analysts who convert their homes to solar energy. They're soccer moms who keep a spare room stocked with canned produce from last year's garden. They're outdoorsmen who know how to filter water in the back country. Let me straighten that out a little bit there. Simply put, a prepper is someone who takes common sense measures to prepare for future disasters. They do sensible things like storing food and water and for potential supply chain interruptions, or having a generator to provide electricity in the wake of a devastating natural disaster. They shoulder the responsibility for their own well-being in the face of potential misfortunes. Yet more and more people taking common sense steps to incorporate resiliency into their lives are being labeled as, of course, the new catchword of 2021, insurrectionists, and incriminated in the latest right-wing witch hunt. As the grip of fear tightens, the mainstream media consuming majority is quick to accuse people who have done no wrong. In reality, many preppers spend much time, if not more, reading homesteading sites and basic do-it-yourself building sites as they do on tactical or Second Amendment sites. To a majority of preppers, buying the most tactical firearms isn't as important as knowing how to keep your chickens healthy and keeping aphids off the peach trees. So anyway, let me get down here. Big tech and big brother are always watching. Your data is constantly being collected and your internet footprints are always being followed. There's a great value in knowing the things you like and the types of places you like to visit. Billions of dollars are being made by understanding which advertising to push in people's faces. Of course, this sort of destruction of privacy also lends itself to even more nefarious uses. With all that data stored up on sites you visit and purchases you make, it's extremely easy for someone surveilling to hammer down just who and what you are. Whether the online community knows you are a prepper or the local community does, this knowledge may present challenges, so take reasonable precautions. So it's basically, if you are into this kind of stuff, it gives you some ways to figure out how to hide your prepping ways, and you might want to check it out. I'm not going to read the rest. Moving on. Oh gosh, Biden's energy nominee divvied up millions in taxpayer funds to alternative energy startups that went bankrupt. Yay! President Joe Biden's nominee to head the Department of Energy, Jennifer Granholm. Oh, anyone remember her? Divvied out millions in taxpayer funds during her 2 terms as Michigan governor to alternative energy companies that went bankrupt. Oh, so anyone heard of Solyndra, by the way? Just saying. In one instance, Granholm's administration provided $9.1 billion in refundable tax credits to a renewable energy company registered to the address of a single wide trailer and run by a convicted embezzler named Richard Short. Short was found to be in violation of his parole and sent back to prison after appearing on stage with Granholm in 2010 to accept assistance from the Michigan Economic Growth Authority, according to the Michigan Capital Confidential. Okay, you'll just have to read the rest of the stupid thing she did. FTG, Jennifer, what is it? Granholm, Jennifer Granholm. You can read the rest of it. She did some stupid shit. Now she's the Biden's Department of Energy department nominee to be on the cabinet. Moving on, Schumer's dark money. Oh, you can read this one. You know how the Democrats are always complaining about the money in Washington and, well, Chuck Schumer's dark money group increased election spending by 825% in 2020, nearly $60 million to Senate candidates. Oh, but you know what? They hate that Citizen United decision. Of course, they benefited from the most. All right, keep it on. And then also Biden's brother, article in the National Post, just how Biden's brother has been milking the Joe Biden name to make money. Apparently, though, he says that he hasn't, but you'll just have to read the article and see it for yourself. Senate Democrats here's the thing on D.C. Senate Democrats have reintroduced a bill in the Senate that would make District of Columbia the 50th state, although there's a big problem with this, and I don't know if they're thinking clearly. Let's see. A group of Senate Democrats reintroduced legislation Wednesday that would give statehood to Washington, D.C., something many Democrats have indicated support for, including Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Yeah, they're just trying to add some states that they think they can get easy Democratic senators from. There's a problem, though, And I'm not even going to read this article because the next article is going to tell you why they would have to change the freaking Constitution to make Washington, D.C. a state. And whatever, let's see. The fact checkers need a reality check. Washington, D.C. is the only city in America where I've ever made a wrong turn, gotten lost, and found myself staring at an abandoned police car sitting under an overpass. Okay. Because D.C. is a fucked up city. But the problem is, here's how NBC politicizes the story about the Democrats wanting to make D.C. into a state. Here's what they say. Quote, while the bill could pass again in the House, which remains in Democratic control, its chances for clearing the Senate are nil. Democrats control the Senate because with a 50-50 split, Vice President Kamala Harris can cast a tie-breaking vote, but Democrats would need to overcome a filibuster requiring 60 votes for the legislation to pass, meaning they would need at least 10 Republicans to join them. Many GOP lawmakers have expressed opposition to statehood for D.C. because its congressional representation would almost certainly be Democrat. That's not the fucking problem. And I'm pretty sure this article is going to go on to say, the problem is you have to pass a constitutional amendment to make D.C. a state. That ain't happening. It's not, look, the main reason D.C. will not become a state, as Time reported 2016, it would require a constitutional amendment. Supporting Time doesn't go back and, supposing Time doesn't go back and memory hole that article like Newsweek was caught doing. Oh yeah, did you hear about that? Newsweek edited an article from 2015 because some Republican said something and referred to the article, and Newsweek went back and edited the article to change it to make it the way different than what the Republican accused it of saying. Good thing there's a Wayback Machine and archives that can show you what the article originally said. They literally edited an article from 2015. Anyway, yeah, the problem is constitutional amendment. Why? That's why D.C. won't be a state. Not only did it have to pass the House and Senate, 3/4 of the states would have to change it. In Wyoming, Liz Cheney's in trouble. They're primarying her, and let's just keep this simple. This article's in here. You can read it yourself. But FTG, Liz Cheney. I'm done with the Cheneys. I really am. I wouldn't mind if I never saw another Cheney in public office again. Please go live your life. Go, work for some hedge fund or some government contractor or Raytheon or somebody in the defense industry that you can go milk your, milk their whatever. And FTG Liz Cheney, goodbye. Let's see. Schumer plans to bypass. Oh, holy shit. Some of these articles, I would love to just, I would love to read them, but so Schumer's talking about floating reconciliation to force controversial measures through the Senate so that he can get around filibustering things. If you have a congressman that leans toward this, write them, bug them, call their office, tell them to fuck right off if they try to do that. Speaking of First Amendment, Joe Biden has banned the term China virus, as the mainstream media refers to British and South Africa coronavirus variants, but don't say the China virus. Do what we say, not what we do. On Tuesday, President Joe Biden signed a few more executive orders. He's approaching 30 now. He's got 30 now. Who needs Congress? Fuck, he can just write executive orders for the rest of his time in office, and we'll just all obey. Anyway, one of them, with the mouthful of a title, here's the title of this memorandum. Memorandum condemning and combating racism, xenophobia, and intolerance against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the United States. That's the title. The president, in essence, has banned the use of the term China virus. Banned it from who? Anybody saying it? Go fuck off. It's from China. I don't care. The federal government must recognize that it has played a role in furthering these xenophobic sentiments through actions of political leaders, including reference to COVID-19 pandemic by the geographic location of its origin. Such statements have stoked unfounded fears and perpetuated stigma about Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Pacific Islanders, why would it? Pacific Islanders? Why? China, when I think of Pacific Islanders, I think of my sister's husband, who's from the Philippines, or his family's from the Philippines, right? Or think of Hawaii, or, no. No one's, saying that the virus is from China does not make me discriminate against Asian peoples, because not all Asian people are Chinese. Fuck right off. Anyway, this is just some virtue signaling bullshit. Let me see if I can get through any more of this. Oh, and then there's another thing. Biden and xenophobia. New executive order bans term China virus. There's 2 articles about it. You can read them yourself. I'm not going there. I got so many I've got to touch on. Oh, speaking of but we can FTG President Biden. FTG, just all the Bidens, because his brother, who's lying about using his brother's name to make himself rich, Joe Biden with his stupid executive orders, FTG Biden. That just covers all of them. Also, FTG Andrew Cuomo. I'm trying to get through this fast. There's FTG AC, because he's, for him, pot meat kettle, governor, well, it might be general after, he's going to be some part of the presidential cabinet, I think. Governor Cuomo blasted for blaming COVID-19's deaths on incompetent government. We saw this interview. I think we already did this one, but in his press conference, blaming the deaths on incompetent government. Oh, you mean sending COVID patients to nursing homes where people didn't have COVID? Good Lord. You get the gist. All right, what are the other ones? Fauci. Look, I got to go, and I can't get through all my articles today, but just trust me. FTG, here, let me just do it right here. FTG Anthony Fauci. Okay, he's saying it's not productive to talk about the former administration handling the pandemic. Well, it's not, because guess what? The former administration's handling of the pandemic was 100% based on, wait for it, Anthony Fauci. They did everything Anthony Fauci recommended. That's why he doesn't want to talk about the prior administration's handling of the pandemic. They did everything Fauci said, and he even said so more than once. Okay? And you are correct, Gunfox61.
China is asshole.
Thank you for the Lincoln and the Streamlabs. China is asshole, yes.
China is asshole.
It's Chinese virus or China virus. Biden wants all that CCPD all up in his face so his son can make the family money. Yes, the big guy needs his 10%. So Biden does not want to piss off China. Thank you, Gunfox61 again. I appreciate that. And that's a bell-worthy comment. So anyway, Fauci doesn't want to talk about the prior administration's handling of the pandemic because it's all his shit. Also, there's an article here. Let me finish this off. The NFL and the CDC is publishing a revealing Wuhan virus paper. Apparently, the NFL has figured out that it's a scientific paper too. They've studied the NFL because the NFL is, playing football during the era of COVID-19, and apparently. Not a single case of COVID-19 in this report. They've approximately 623,000 COVID-19 tests were performed on approximately 11,400 players and staff members, and 329 tested positive, a 2.9%. That's about 55 tests per individual conducted over a 105-day period. The 2.9% number is calculated by dividing the number who tested positive with the total number of tested. It would be more revealing to note that out of 623,000 tests, how many tests were positive? Almost certainly this number was significantly lower than 2.9%. It's also important to note that in spite of these positive tests, almost zero serious illnesses from Wuhan virus were reported in the freaking NFL, and they're all touching and bumping into each other and breathing on each other. No mask, no nothing. So interesting. So you can read that report. Let's see. Oh, I also report on sex trafficking challenges on the heels of a bombshell lawsuit. What's her name? She's Eliza Blue. She's been interviewed a couple times by my buddy Hotep Jesus. She's an interesting gal. She's been just a firebrand advocate, or I don't know if you call it advocate, but against sex trafficking, and she is hitting Jack hard with this lawsuit. So there's a nice article on that. Also, just the embarrassing media. We'll do this one tomorrow. The embarrassing media love fest with Joe Biden. Rand Paul's his interview with George Stephanopoulos this last week. Rand Paul did it right, and we might check that one out tomorrow too. We'll see how much time we have. The one that I wanted to hit, there's a couple more, but you can. Oh, there it is. When resistance became sedition, and sedition became resistance. Great article that in front page. But the last one, and thank you, Gamer Valine, because we both thought this was funny after she showed it to me. This will be my final one today. I'm really late, but that's okay. Apparently, there's a neighborhood in St. John's, Florida, that the neighbors are a little annoyed with the parents coming to pick their kids up for school because they're just they're parking their cars all over the neighborhood and shit. So the neighbors, St. Johns County resident addresses neighborhood traffic issue. Spar Kelly and neighbors say for years parents have been parking in the neighborhood to avoid the line at Creekside High. And so they have they have a solution to this neighborhood. Here, I'm not going to show you the picture first. Here you go. Neighbors in Durban Crossing said that for about 5 years they were trying to get something done about parents parking their cars in the neighborhood during school pickup at Creekside High Creekside High to avoid a long line. It wasn't until Spar Kelly took action that something happened. I made my sign and got dressed up and people noticed, Spar Kelly said. Finally, people noticed. The sign drag queen Spar Kelly holds reads simply, "This is not student pickup, honey." She held the sign in the neighborhood for 3 days. Now here's the thing. This is confusing because this person is not transsexual. Is drag queen. So it'd be he, wouldn't it? A drag queen is still he because he's not transsexual, but whatever, or transgender, whatever. But anyways, but they said she here, so I'm going to read it the way they have it. If what it takes is just me standing here and telling people to move along, I'll be a diva and I'll tell somebody to move right along, Spar Kelly said. She and her neighbors said dozens of Creekside parents have been parking down the street during school pickup to avoid the long line to school on the Longleaf Pine Parkway. They're blocking inside the cul-de-sac. They're coming in, parking around the whole loop, basically creating a whole new pickup site and blocking people's driveways, mailboxes, etc. Spar Kelly said, neighbors feel it's an accident waiting to happen. My own daughter was actually in an accident when she was pulling off our streets, an anonymous neighbor said. The cars were parked and another car pulls around the parked cars and T-boned her. On Wednesday, Spar Kelly's initiative paid off. A deputy showed up to patrol. Commissioner Christian Whitehurst said he is now working with St. Johns County Sheriff's Office to get new no parking signs installed, showing that people can't park in the neighborhood during afternoon pickup hours. Spar Kelly said she's grateful her voice and her neighbors' voices were heard. Whitehurst said it's unclear when they will install new signs in the neighborhood, but said he hopes to have a timeline by the beginning of next week. So, gosh, God love you, Spar Kelly. During a drag performance, the she pronoun is often used. Okay, well, thank you. I never know. You know what? I just don't want to get in trouble. So, congratulations. Lindsay says the icing on the cake. It looks like New York is suing Robinhood for removing GameStop from its platform. I don't know if you can do that. I'm not even sure if that's allowed. Anyway, that's interesting. All right, guys, I got to go. I'm really late. Thank you for being here today on the Morning Night Live. As you know, I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And hit the like button before you go if you haven't already clicked. And thank you for sharing the stream out. Thank you for the donations today. And y'all know how to do that. It's in the description down below. I got to go. Thank you again. My name is PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.